channel. Today I've got a very special guest. I can't say she's a friend. She's now more like a sister. We've been friends for more than 20 years. Welcome, Kuzi, and welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you, Tarie. Thank you, Tarie. It is an amazing feeling to be with you right now. It has always been an amazing feeling to have a journey as a friend and a sister. And I'm really excited to be in this YouTube video with you today.
So today we're going to be talking about the link between self-love and financial freedom. And you might be wondering why I chose this topic. So, Kuzi, she's busy writing here. First book, I can't wait to read that book, which is named The Woman in Me.
True.
So in this book, she was just telling me what she's writing about, and she also mentioned about self-love. So when she said about self-love, I was like, okay, let's get deeper in this topic. What do we mean when we talk about self-love?
Okay, so Tarie, when you look at self-love, people define it in so many different ways, but the simplest way that I can define it right now is when I look at self-love, I'm looking at loving yourself. To say, to be aware, to care for yourself, to be aware of who are you, what do I want in my life, and to also understand that you, before anyone loves you, you yourself, you need to love yourself.
I really do share the same sentiments with you, like having that me time, like putting me first and like just loving the way I am.
Yes.
But when it comes to self-love, and our well-being, what do you think about that?
So you know what? If I look at self-love, I'm looking at, okay, so I have to understand what do I want as a person and what will be okay for me to say I am living in this world. Yes, we are spiritual beings. You know we are spiritual beings, right? But we also have to be able to take care of our well-being physical. We have to take care of our well-being spiritual. And as well, we have to consider our mental health. And we have to consider our mental well-being. That goes again to look at your financial well-being.
True. Because like when I think about self-love, I also think like, okay, when you're able to get to a point to manage your finances, that's also a form of self-loving. Like when you get to a point like, okay, I need to tell my money where it needs to go. Yes. I need to be like very conscious with how I spend my money. But when it comes to that, like, you know, like this is more like a transition because we've been friends for more than 20 years. True. And I think for the good part of our lives, we didn't know about self-love.
That is true. That is true. So this is the foundation of my book. So what I was saying is, I'm a woman in me, but do I understand myself? Do I love myself? Right? So for me to be able to love myself, I need to understand and go deeper into what is my self-image? What are my habits as a person? What is my surrounding? And how am I contributing to myself and the surrounding, the environment that I'm in? And Tarie, you know what? This comes back again to say, you look at our friendship, right? And I've always wondered, you know, sometimes, as I am loving myself, am I loving my friend? Am I considering my friend's well-being, right? And that includes financial well-being. So let's look at, you still remember the days that we were borrowing each other money.
Oh, that makes me laugh. So here's what we used to do, like, I don't know. Yes. I think it was also part of not understanding ourselves. And I also feel like when you don't love yourself, you also neglect your money because you don't really understand how to use your money. So there was a point in time where like money was never enough.
It was never enough.
So each month there was like, hey, can you please borrow me 1,000? I'll give you all the credit fees. We have to wait for another payday. When we went through the transition of understanding like what it is to love yourself, yes. What it is to be able to be in charge of your finances. I think the one thing we did good for ourselves, I always like, we need to high five ourselves. Like having that communication and talking about like, you know what? I know this is how we used to do, like for the past 17 years of our lives, we used to live like this and we used to sit down, complain and do all the sort of things which like affect our energy. True. But now, I think now as we know better, we also need to do better. We need like to understand, okay, you know what, like when you phone me and tell me there's a special, and if I tell you that, you know, this is not on my budget, I want you to understand me because this is how I am going through on my finance. This is my plans for this year. True. I'm planning to be doing this. So for me, I'm just going on a no spending challenge. So if there's specials, please don't phone me.
I won't.
Don't phone me. So, but with other people, if we didn't go through that phase of talking about it, you would feel like I'm being selfish, or maybe I'm just being like, you know,
you're not being a friend who is supposed to be tagging along, kind of.
Because that's what we used to do before. But now we know, and we need to go through this transition. So I felt like that discussion we have, like, okay, we are not going through this transition. Do you want to go with me through this transition? Or maybe we are not being in alignment? I think it really helps. And I also feel like it's something as friends, we need to be open with each other, that, you know what, this is the transition I'm going through. And these are my, like, just being open with financial conversations. Like, you know what, this year, these are my plans with my finances. Or maybe I'm planning to be traveling. Would you want to take along with me? Like, can we try to budget for this or save for this month? Or can we have another form of income just for us to travel and connect more?
Tarie, you know what? So if you look at self-love, when we talk about self-love, remember, self-love is not equal to selfish, right? So already when you love yourself and you understand yourself as a person, you start to be aware of your surroundings. You start to be aware of your friends. You start to be aware of, okay, you know what can I afford as a person? What can lead me to financial freedom? You still remember we were talking about financial freedom, Tarie? Yes. So what can lead me to financial freedom, and how can I audit my habits to be aligned to what I want as a person in terms of my well-being and in terms of my financial well-being? So aligning yourself, habit audit, and seeing, okay, what can I do? How can I change myself? And how can I also influence the people that are around me, my friends, my family, to be in alignment with what I want? It's not like you're changing a person. You are advising a person to say, guys, you know what? I love myself. I love you. I want us to all have financial freedom. And by doing so, this is what I think. What do you think as well?
True. I really do concur with you. And when you also mentioned that about like the concept of financial freedom, it's also like when you're like, you are free to discuss about, okay, you know what, this is how this is within my means, and this is with this not, I can't at this moment in time, I can't afford it. You know, when you have that thing, like when you're not afraid to say no. But there were times before when we used to put pressure on ourselves, like I'll just call it like, you know what, I miss you, can you please just go for an ice cream? Then
I don't mind the ice cream though.
But now, like the way I'm putting it in is that, like, when we have the financial freedom, it's like when it's not on a budget, you're free to tell me, like, you know what, friend, this is not on my budget. Can you do it next week?
Yes.
When I've made a plan about it.
Yes.
So it comes like also financial freedom. It also comes to like you're not afraid to say no when it's not in your plans. You're not afraid to say no. Most of the times we're afraid to say no. We say yes, and we end up like saying, okay, can you borrow me the money? Which we don't really like.
You know, Tarie,
support.
This has two words: friendship and finances. I love this.
Yes, wonderful. So thank you for watching today, and please don't forget to subscribe on the link below. And we post videos every week, so take a look, and always promote your circles to talk about self-love, be accountability partners, because we did that and it's been
Laga.
Till we meet again.